Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and it's the 303rd Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Today is Thursday, so I thought I'd put on a midweek bonus battle. It's just a 2v2, a quick 2v2, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, my first teammate, only teammate, is JGP, who's bought the Rome SPQR faction. And just have a closer look at his army. Can you see he's got 4 archers with 7 upgrades on? So that's an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. And then if we look at his infantry, can you see that a lot of his infantry have got 7 upgrades on? So that's an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on a lot of his infantry as well. So that looks pretty solid. I'm not sure what upgrades he's got in his cavalry. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so he's only got gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. But if we look at his overall army, you can see he's got 4 archers and just 10 infantry. Now, is 10 infantry enough for the modern day 31k battlefield? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And once again, I've bought one of my old armies. It'd be interesting to see how well this old army does on a modern day battlefield. It should be an interesting 2v2 to watch. And here is the other team. As you can see, I got Brotherhood member Spartan Leonidas, who's bought the Rome Julio faction. And I think he's got 15 infantry, and I think I spotted 1 archer unit there, and 1 archer unit, and just 3 cavalry. So there you go. See what the upgrades are on his cavalry. Oh, you see he's got an experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So say you got 15 infantry, 1 archer, and 3 cavalry. Should be interesting to see how well that does. And then our other enemy team member is Brotherhood member at Legion 22, who's bought the Greek Cities faction. If you notice, you've got, I think it's 11 Spartan units and 2 armoured hoplite units there as his pilot shields. As we know, the Spartans have got excellent morale, excellent specifications, and 2 hit points. So it goes to show how tough these Spartans really are. A lot of you who have fought with them or fought against them know how tough they are, and I think in the 2v2 they are a force to be reckoned with even more, if you like. If you see, they've got I think Legion's got 4 or 5 Cretan archer units there, and unusually got 2 light cavalry units. Now if you notice the upgrades on these cavalry units, can you see this one unit has got 8 upgrades? That's 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So it'll be interesting to see how he uses that cavalry during the course of the battle. So that's a pretty solid Greek Cities army there, and Spartan Leonidas army looks pretty good as well. Okay, at this very early stage of the battle, let's take stock of exactly what's happening here. As you can see here, it's a bit of an archer battle at the moment. Those Cretan archers, Legion 22's Cretan archers there, as I say, are having an archer battle with JGP's archers. Remember, both lots of archers had some good upgrades on. I think Legion 22 is targeting some of JGP's cavalry there, rather than targeting his archers at the moment. So my guess is JGP notices cavalry is being targeted and probably move the cavalry out of range. Let's say these Cretan archers have got long range and can do a lot of damage. And I see he's got reasonable upgrades on them as well. There you are. See, JGP notices cavalry, one of his cavalry units getting targeted there, and decided to pull his cavalry out of range. Okay, this old army of mine, I think this particular army of mine's got 13 infantry in. Facing Spartan Leonidas is 15 infantry. Let's say here, the Roman auxiliary archers are pretty good all-round archers, and with good upgrades on, are giving those Cretan archers a good run for their money there. Let's say, I think Rome in general has got good all-round troops, to be honest, and as I say, even their archers are pretty good. But those Cretan archers, I say, got really good long range and can do a lot of damage, so it'll be interesting to see who's going to win the archer battle, if you like. When we first started to play RTW, we always used to play the archer war first, where both teams shot at each other's archers. I don't know why we did it, but we kind of just did. As I say, Spartan Leonidas, his army is quite big. If you notice over on the right flank there, you can see that JGP is moving 3 of his cavalry over onto that right flank. Probably like to take out those enemy Cretan archers there. Of course, when somebody brings Greek cities, of course they, because they've got no decent heavy cavalry, they put their teammate at a cavalry disadvantage. So whenever you choose to bring Greek cities, you've got to make the most of those excellent infantry and attack, and do what you can to try and make up for for the lack of cavalry there. They say the archer battle still going on between the Cretans and the Romans auxiliary. As I say, Spartan Leonidas bought one archer unit there, and as you can see, it's integrated with his Cretan archer allies there. You can see a lot of the green jacketed Cretans dead on the ground. I think JGP's auxiliary archers there are giving a good account for themselves. They are, as I say, good solid archers, those Roman archers. Right, if you notice, I've been very aggressive in this battle here and has moved straight into the pilot shield unit of Spartan Leonidas. Let's say he's got a bigger infantry army than myself. You notice there's a lot of pilot exchanging going on there. But I decided to take the battle to him in the first movement there. As I say, you can see there's still a lot of pilot exchanging going on there. But remember, Spartan Leonidas has only got 3 heavy cavalry, so whether that'll make a difference towards the end, I don't know. And you can see my cavalry charging in, and bang! As that cavalry smashes into that Julii unit there. Now I don't want to hang around there because I know I'm going to get piloted from the enemy infantry, but you can see I've just taken that infantry unit out. Meanwhile, over here on our right, can you see that JGP took notice of Spartan Leonidas moving his cavalry away and have now taken out a lot of those Cretan archers there with his cavalry. Spartan Leonidas just spotted that and bringing his cavalry back. But also, can you see Legion has got 2 of his light cavalry units over there ready to take out JGP's archers. And here you can see JGP fighting the pilot shield units there of Legion 22's Greek cities. Right, if you notice, as I say, I took that unit out. I want to pull my cavalry back. I don't want to get too damaged there by enemy pilots. And there you can see those 2 well upgraded Greek city light cavalry units there doing what those light units are used for on a 31k battlefield, and that's taking out soft targets like for instance archers. There you go, one of JGP archer units just been taken out by those 2 fast moving cavalry units there. I wouldn't tangle with the infantry much, so if I was those light cavalry I'd probably pull back now, otherwise those cavalry units could start routing as one's just done. Okay, can you see JGP's done a good tactical move there and took infantry units in behind the Greek cities there. Remember, the Greek cities rear and flank, the spears and pike units, or any unit on RTWS, are a weak point, and JGP's made a good tactical move taking infantry around the flank, round to the rear. And he's also engaging them at the front as well. So that's a good move there by JGP. If you notice that the Greek city generals brought 2 of his Greek city units over, which kind of makes it a little bit more difficult for me to use my cavalry. That's probably why he's took those 2 units over there, so I'm going to have to be very selective on my cavalry charges now to watch out for those Greek city spears. JGP still got 3 fresh cavalry, full fresh cavalry units there ready to use when necessary. Right, you can see Spartan Leonidas charging his Julii cavalry in there. Just took out one of my forward pilot shield units. But if you notice, I'm just slowly moving my cavalry forward at the moment here, just ready to see where I'm going to use it. As I say, I've got to avoid those Greek city pikes that are now in the integrated into Spartan Leonidas' forward line there. Right, if you notice here over on the right here, you can see Spartan Leonidas charging his cavalry into one of JGP's units. JGP just gone into Testudo there. If you notice, I'm just charging my cavalry into one of those Julii units, and bang, as that cavalry hits. Now I just want to do as much damage as I can to that Julii unit, hopefully rout it before those Greek city spears get involved. Right, you notice I've routed that unit and just pulled the cavalry back in time before suffering too many casualties to those Spartan spears. Right, let's just pause the game for a second and take stock of exactly what's happening there. As you can see, Spartan Leonidas' 3 cavalry units here is engaged with, I think it's 3 of JGP's cavalry units there. There's a close-up of the fight in there. Can you see JGP's cavalry using heavy swords? They've been alt-attacked, where I think Spartan Leonidas is still using the light spears there. So obviously the heavy swords do more damage than the light spears. And if you notice that Spartan Leonidas has now backed his cavalry off, but Legion's bringing some infantry units into that fray. Meanwhile, over here on this flank, you can see I've got my cavalry ready to charge in. I'm just moving them over a little bit because I don't want to get anywhere near those pikes. If you notice, the pike units have now pulled back. If you notice the angle I've got my cavalry on there, I'm just ready to charge in when I feel it's necessary to do so. But I tell you, Spartans integrated with their allies are very good battle line there, very difficult to penetrate. As you can see there, Spartan Leonidas got 4 fresh full infantry units out there on the flank. And as you can see here, Legion 22 is still attacking some of JGP's units there. A lot of those Spartan units have been severely damaged by pilot hits there. And if you notice, I've just charged my cavalry in there looking for a Julii unit. But I should be very careful. As I say, I've got to avoid those Spartan spears. So that was kind of like a surgical hit just out of range of those spears there on that Julii flank. As I say, these 4 Julii units here, they could be used as a flanking action maybe onto my army, although I think it's there to watch the 3 units of JGP. Right, charging my cavalry in, and bang, as that cavalry hits into those engaged Julii infantry. If you notice, I'm throwing in some of my own infantry as well there, trying to rout some of those engaged enemy Julii infantry there. Once again, do you notice I charged in, got the full cavalry charge bonus. I'm going to pull back, reform, pull the hammer back on the rifle and get ready to pull the trigger. If you notice that some of Legion's 22's Greek city army is being brought across to this flank. And JGP, if you notice, he's got a unit in Testudo there. And do you notice how that Greek city unit is trying to break that Testudo formation there? But JGP is using units around the flank of the Greek cities as well. But as I say, you've got 4 of those Julii units there, fresh, ready to use, and that could make a big difference towards the end of the battle. fully intact units there, ready to be used. Right, if you notice, I'm charging my cavalry in there. I want to be careful though where I'm hitting. I don't really want to have any truck with any of those Spartan spears. Remember, spear units and pike units have got anti-cavalry bonus. Right, if you notice there, I've routed those couple of units. Now I'm going to pull my cavalry back before those Greek city spears get a chance to cause me any casualties there. Right, let's just pause again for a second, take stock of exactly what's going on. Right, as you can see here, Spartan Leonidas has decided to bring those 4 completely intact, fresh urban cohort units into the battle. But if you remember, the enemy are the Greek cities and the red Julii, and we are the purple Roman army. So you can see at a glance there exactly what's happening there. Now those Greek city units have been brought across. They could make all the difference to this battle. Obviously, we don't really want to take them head on. If you notice here, most of the Spartan units are now engaged, and Legion 22 just got these 2 units facing 2 of JGP's units here. But I would say, looking at how many Julii infantry are there, especially those 4 fresh, fully intact units, plus the Greek cities pulling across as well, I don't think things are looking very good for JGP or myself here. Yes, we've got cavalry advantage. If you notice, I'm charging my cavalry in them. Bang! As that cavalry hits. I'm going for those engaged Julii units there, trying to rout some. I managed to rout one of them there.
Great gods be praised! The enemy
Did you notice when that Greek city unit that was engaged there just glowed as it had a battlefield upgrade there? Or the experience of got an experience upgrade there through fighting. JGP charging his cavalry in there as well, routed a lot of those Julio units. Nice hit there by JGP. Right, if you notice here now that most of the enemy Julio infantry and cavalry have been routed. JGP and myself worked well in coordination there on that left flank against Spartan Leonidas. But now we might have the toughest fight yet to come against the Greek city faction there. As you can see, there's a lot of those Spartan units left. You remember, 2 hit points, excellent morale, and all our troops are mostly battle depleted. And definitely, I think we've probably thrown all our pilers now, so it's going to be a bit of a slogging match here, I think, towards the end, possibly. I don't know whether Legion's going to form up a defensive box. He may well do that. But if you notice that JGP's charging in with his infantry there, and I've charged my infantry in as well. We're trying to put as much pressure onto the Greeks as we can. We don't want to allow him time to form up into a defensive box if we can help it. If you notice, JGP charging that cavalry unit in, and bang, as that cavalry unit goes in. Now, it's unusual to see a cavalry unit charging into the front of a unit, of a pike unit there, but that spear unit is severely weak. And you see I'm charging my cavalry in as well. Bang, as that cavalry hits. Remember, those Greek city units are all engaged. They're all battle depleted, and it looks like we've managed to have gone on to win this battle here. And normally when you face a Greek city and a Rome in a 2v2 and you're 2 Romes, it can be kind of very difficult to beat a combination of Rome and Greek cities there. So JGP and myself, I think did quite good there against a good Roman army and a good Greek cities army there. So really well played to JGP there. I thought he played extremely well. Okay, the first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. Really well done to Legion 22 and well done to Spartan Leonidas. Really well played, guys. That was a good a good battle there. But if you notice, that JGP got the highest kills, 1,670, and that's really good kills in a 2v2, bearing in mind he's only facing 81-man units. You know, he's not facing the big 120-man units. So to get 1,670 kills is really good. And as I say, Legion 22 and Spartan Leonidas, well played, guys. As I say, normally when you face a Greek citizen and a Rome team, it's quite difficult to win there. As my army, let's have a look at the battle statistics. I think JGP's army is the bottom army here. Mine's the top army. I think it's interesting to look at the kills. If you look at the archer kills, you can see his archers did very well there. 108, 139, 104 kills there. Just goes to show how well archers can do during the course of the battle. But if we look at his cavalry kills, look at that, 136, 157, 107. So really good cavalry kills there for JGP. And his infantry did quite good as well. So really well done to JGP. I don't think my army did particularly good there with kills. So there you go. The Spartan Commander saying, hope you enjoyed the midweek bonus battle. Just a 2v2. Bye for now.